Spider-Man Outlaws, Season 1, Episode 19, Kraven's Monstrous Hunt, a fan-fiction Spider-Man podcast created by Josh Dowd. We start this episode with Morbius waking up, chained to a stone pillar in a dark bamboo cage. Around him, in various other cages, are Scorpion, in his suit, but it's powered down. Another one is White Rabbit, who is frantically tugging at her ears. Next to her is Beetle, and their wings have been ripped off. Across from Beetle is Princess Python. She is restrained with snake traps. Also there is Grizzly, who's in electrified net, Living Brain, who is shut down in sleep mode, and Man-Thing, bound by mystical vines. Jungle vines are everywhere. It's obvious that we're in the jungle somewhere. But where is where? Morbius wakes up and says,
"But where is this cursed place? The last thing I remember feeding and then pain."
Kraven the Hunter stands on a raised wooden platform, arms spread grandly, wearing his lion's vest, smiling wickedly at his guests. He says, "Welcome to my island, thy sanctuary for the ultimate hunter. You all have killed, feed on the weak, broken laws, and that's not acceptable. So I will break you to prove I am the alpha of this animal kingdom. I encourage you all to get a little rest, as it is going to be a busy day."
"And who made you judge, jury, and executioner?"
Morbius rattles his chains, grunting, trying to break free, and then hisses,
"You psycho inbred Aussie furball! Let me out of these chains now, and I won't gut ya!"
"I'm not even an actual predator, I just robbed Banksy."
"I did nothing wrong. Tried to steal something to turn myself normal again."
The hunt. He seeks sport, not justice. The fool plays with monsters like toys.
"We have to find a way to escape."
I have feasted on the blood of the gods. This jungle cat is merely mortal. We will find a way.
Kraven is in his home, prepping for his hunt. He holds up a massive hunting rifle and examines it. He takes a few tranquilizer darts and dips them in poison. He walks out and greets the guests and says, "In a couple of hours, I shall release you all into my jungle. If you survive until sunrise, you are free. Then, if not, you shall die by my hands, then become trophies for my wool."
Men and their compensation issues.
"And what if we kill you?"
You are most welcome to try. I am not a total cruel human being though. Please eat before we start the game.
We have to team up to beat this guy.
Are you kidding me? Hell no! The moment he sets me free, I'm making a break for the Hudson River and swimming back to New York City.
Grizzly says you can count on him.
"And what do you expect me and White Rabbit to do? We're not exactly fighters."
I would say to follow Scorpion's lead. He may only get one of you.
Hey! Wait, yeah, do that!
What about that thing over there?
That's the Living Brain. We don't know what's going on with him, as he's been shut down since he arrived.
How long have you been here?
A few weeks.
9 months? The Living Brain arrived shortly after me.
About, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I think. I don't know, I don't remember.
How about you? What's your story?
I can't leave here even if I tried. This stupid motherfucker broke my wings. I'm Beetle, by the way. Not that anyone cares. I've been here for 66 days. Just past the 3-month mark.
Grizzly says he's been here about 7 months, and I tried to escape once, but Kraven has this place booby-trapped. It's near impossible to get off this island.
A servant from Craven emerges and brings everyone their food. They stop talking and eat. In the distance, the clock dings 9 times, telling those that hear it the time. The night goes silent and things become eerily quiet, when all of a sudden the metal cages begin to drop down. Open. Grizzly is the first and roars when his cage hits the ground and charges into the forest. Craven is watching from above and shoots multiple tranquilizer darts at Grizzly and manages to hit him as he leaps into the forest, but we see him hit the ground and become incapacitated. Next, everyone drops in unison, but Man-Thing is the next one who stumbles out of his cage, followed by Morbius, then everyone else. Overwhelmed, Craven starts laughing and starts shooting in multiple directions, trying to hit any and everyone, but he's not taking his time and looking death in the eye and taking the shot. Morbius quickly flees into the shadows, summoning all of his strength and speed died, and begins to talk to himself.
I must feed soon, I grow too weak.
He lunges at the Man-Thing and tackles him with such force that they fall to the ground. Without a thought, Morbius puts his hands on Man-Thing and begins to feed off of his plasma. Craven sees this and goes to take a shot at Morbius, but he's had time to feed now, and he's too fast. Craven runs up to Man-Thing's body and sees Morbius has incapacitated him.
You did exactly what I thought you would do, vampire. It's going to be a privilege to hunt you.
Over nearby, a cruise ship is passing by Craven's island, and we see something jump from the smokestack. We see it's Felicia Hardy, aka now the Black Cat. She lands silently on a tree branch, smirking. She's wearing a black leather suit with a white fur trim that's catching the moonlight. For quick context, how did Felicia become the Black Cat? It's from when Morbius held on for her too long. She had the X gene inside of her, and this activated it when Morbius fed up on her, turning her into the Black Cat. We hear her say,
Well, Craven always did have a flair for the dramatic. Alright, Felicia, let's see. And, if I was Craven, where would I keep my most prized possession?
Black Cat pulls out binoculars, begins to look around the island, when she spots his camp at the center of it.
Alright, I got eyes on the place. Now Mama's gonna go get that Cat of Monte Cristo jewel.
We see Black Cat pull out a compact, and a tiny holographic display shows heat signatures across the jungle. She says,
Huh? What? Are those people? What the hell does Craven have captives here? Perhaps I should investigate Craven's safari.
as the Black Cat glides through the treetops. With ease, looking at her compact, which is really a GPS, she finds Morbius, who stumbles into her. We see he's being followed and tracked by Craven's drones when he falls down, and the drones quickly surround him and Felicia, aka Black Cat, and begin to place him in stasis for Craven to come and capture later. Felicia gets up with her cat-like reflexes and jumps off a tree and into the drone, scratching it apart with her claws, freeing Morbius.
Hey, Drac, need a hand?
You dare joke now. Wait, Felicia?
Yep, in the flash. Hey, what blood type does a pessimist have? B negative.
What are you doing? You shouldn't be here. Then, if you're here, please tell me you have others here to help you.
I'm afraid I'm all you got, Drac.
But how did you find me?
It's a coincidence. I'm here to steal a pendant that Craven has called the Cat of Monte Cristo from my employer. I didn't even know you were here.
I see. Well, if that's the case, I'm still glad you're here. I could use your help in saving the others.
Others?
Yes, Craven has captured us all and is trying to hunt us to prove he is the greatest hunter.
What? That's crazy.
So, what do you say, little cat? If you help me save the others, I'll help you get your precious jewel.
Deal. I'll be your unlucky charm tonight.
She pulls out her paw, and Morbius grabs it and pulls it close and gives her a hug and sniffs her.
Felicia, we should talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay. I mean, I would think of it more of a whale, but go ahead.
I love you, I always have. But when I became this,
It's okay, Michael. Take your time.
I became an unlovable monster with atrocious hunger. I mean, look at what I've done to you.
I don't consider what you've done to me a bad thing, Michael. I mean, I will always love you too, but I'm not in love with you anymore.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, Scorpion emerges, being chased by Craven's drone.
Yo, Scorpy, wanna live? Follow me.
Ha! Only because I hate Craven more!
The drones are a lot like dragons. Aim for the underbelly. It's their weakness.
Scorpion swats one of the drones with his tail, but keeps missing as they're extremely good at evading one opponent. But when Black Cat comes in for the assist and hits the bottom of the drone, it unsyncs with the rest of the remaining ones, and they're easier to destroy. After they all fall to the ground, Scorpion says,
How many drones does this mother falcon have?
Enough to send about 7 after each of us.
Up here, I'm pretty sure the number is in the hundreds. Accounting for all of us, that's only 50 drones.
Why, hello. I'm Black Cat, and I'm here to save you.
Hello, Black Cat. I'm White Rabbit. Nice to meet ya.
White Rabbit pops out from the tree hidden.
Are you guys really gonna battle Craven?
It's the only way off the island.
Plus, there's safety in numbers. I do not think he can take us all on at once.
And how the hell did you get here?
A cruise ship jumped off. What about you?
I got jumped after my battle with Spider-Man.
Come on, let's try to find the others and then plan our attack.
In the distance, they can hear some growling and quickly emerge ahead to find Grizzly tangled in an electrified net. Felicia slices it with her claws, while White Rabbit, Morbius, and Scorpion take out the drone. Grizzly hugs Black Cat.
Less hugging, more running.
Graven stands in the clearing, twirling an eye, eyes wild.
You ruined my hunt, little cat. I shall mount your belt on my huff.
Sorry, this fur's already spoken for, Craven.
Next, the living brain springs to life behind Craven, as well as Man-Thing and Beetle. They all have red glowing eyes and begin to run at White Rabbit, Scorpion, and Morbius. Beetle fires Sonic Blast at Morbius. The living brain attacks Scorpion physically, but mentally, while Grizzly tackles Craven, who gets thrown into several trees and becomes knocked out. Black Cat breaks away from the fight and finds Craven's vault and breaks into it and steals the cat a Monte Cristo jewel. But as she turns around, she is attacked by Princess Python, who says,
Who the hell are you, and where did you come from?
Me, darling? I'm Black Cat. Now please step aside. I must help the others.
No, I don't think so.
The underground chamber smelled of stone, musk, and betrayal. Black Cat stood near the exit, cradling a velvet pouch in one hand. The cat of Monte Cristo, a greenish sapphire the size of a plum, glinting inside. Princess Python said,
You shouldn't have taken that. Craven needs it. He's close to something bigger. Don't ruin this.
Black Cat turned her eyes, flashing beneath her domino mask. Her tone was cool, dismissive, yet tinged with sympathy.
You mean the same Craven who keeps people in cages? Cute. Stockholm's not a scent that wears well on everyone.
With a flick of her wrist, Princess Python cracked a whip. Only it wasn't a whip, but the tail of her living python, snapping like a whipcord. The serpent lunged at Black Cat, who flipped backwards multiple times, narrowly avoiding the serpent's fangs. Black Cat's acrobatics were crisp, fluid. Every move was calculated chaos. She landed on a display pedestal, heels balanced and marble grin intact. She said,
You know, this would be more impressive if it weren't so deranged.
Princess Python snarled and swung her arms, sending the snake arching through the air. It would wrap around the base of the pedestal like a constricting noose, and Felicia would backflip again, but this time was too slow, and the python coiled around her leg. Princess Python would scream,
He saved me. I owe him my life. There is not a thing I wouldn't do for him.
The python would squeeze Black Cat tighter and tighter, who would wince but smirk, quickly digging into her belt to produce a retractable claw. She jammed it into the scales of the snake's coil, forcing it to recoil with a sharp hiss. She twisted out of it, the hit of the ground rolling into a serpent. A cracked whip from Princess Python barely misses her. Black Cat says,
You sure you're in love? Sounds more like a leashed loyalty. Maybe I should steal that too.
Princess Python roared and charged, and Black Cat let her, only to sidestep and strike a nerve cluster on her arm with a swift jab. The whip fell from Princess Python's hand, and she stumbled, eyes glassy with fury and confusion. She was panting, holding her side now, when she said,
He's the only one who ever saw me as more than just a sideshow freak.
No, he saw you as a tool, just like the snake. I've been used too, but I cut the leash.
Princess Python screamed and lunged at the Black Cat. But this time, Felicia was ready, and she planted her boots against the charging woman's chest and vaulted her up and over, flipping her in midair. She landed on the python itself, riding its writhing coils like a surfer. Then, with a series of explosive kicks, she drove the beast away from the fight, towards the far wall. The final spin and the flick of her wrist sent a high-voltage shock disc directly into the serpent's head, and it exploded in a pulse of light, and the python collapsed, stunned but alive. Zelda, aka Princess Python, sank to her knees, shaking, confused, and broken.
I don't know what to do without him.
Felicia walks past her slowly, crouching, leaving a small key ring by Princess Python's side. She says,
Figure it out, but I'm not your enemy. I never was.
She vanished into the dark with Jewel, leaving Zelda, aka Princess Python, with her choices. As the alarms blared from distant parts of the island now, Princess Python sits alone on the floor, stoking the stout of her recovering python. Her hands are trembling. Far above, underneath the moonlight, Black Cat disappeared into the outside, one priceless jewel heavier, and maybe one soul lighter. Down below, outside, Beetle was still taking on Morbius. Scorpion was still battling the living brain. Craven was still going against Grizzly, and White Rabbit was fighting Man-Thing. We start with Beetle versus Morbius. Beetle, who now has wings, is soaring above Morbius, sending sonic blasts at him, forcing him to be temporarily disabled to do anything. The flight stabilizers hum like a wasp's nest, and he says,
Come out, freak. You're messing with next-gen tech now.
Before Beetle can finish his sentence, Morbius finds the strength and manages to disappear into the shadows for several seconds. Before lunging at him like a rabid animal, he doesn't fly, he pounces. His claws tear through Beetle's flight pack before Beetle can react, and sparks explode, and the HUD inside his suit goes red.
Wait, what the?
Your armor is cutting edge, but you're not.
You disabled my hub. I'm going to make you pay for that.
Morbius would let out a monstrous snarl and inject parasitic venom through his claws into the seams of the Beetle's exosuit, causing him to seize up mid-swing. The body lies there on the ground twitching, and he yanks the helmet off and bares his fang, but he doesn't bite.
You're just weak prey wearing weak metal.
Without a second thought, Morbius puts his hand on Beetle's face and begins to drain the plasma from her body. Craven watches Morbius and is intrigued. Next, we go to the living brain, who is battling Scorpion. We see the living brain calculates threats at lightning speed, scanning Scorpion's biometrics, movement speed, and aggression index.
Threat level moderate. Recommend disable.
Scorpion's tail lashes out before the sentence finishes, and the living brain moves to counter, but Gargan's tail, aka Scorpion's tail, is rigged with acidic venom and impales the living brain through the chest panel, flooding the machine's core with corrosive fluid.
I don't do calculations. I do destruction.
The living brain stutters and sparks fly. A robotic hand reaches out, but Scorpion wraps his tail around its chassis and swings it into the pavement like a club repeatedly. By the fourth smash, its limbs are scrap, and the living brain tries to speak.
Threat level.
Scorpion stops on the CPU's core and ends it right then and there.
Threat this, toaster.
Once again, Craven has taken note that Scorpion has won the battle. All of a sudden, alarms would start blaring from around the island, and this would tell Craven that he has an intruder. He would look over at Princess Python and give her permission to go and investigate. We see the battle Craven is watching is White Rabbit versus Man-Thing. She can't beat him physically, but she doesn't try. White Rabbit, knowing Man-Thing reacts to fear, has one trick up her sleeve. Craven has taken everything from her when he captured her, except for her hallucinogenic T-bomb disguised as one of her novelty rabbits, aka grenades. Man-Thing lumbers over to her sitting in a tree and begins to shake it.
Poor Swampy. You look like you need some tea.
She tosses the T-bomb near his feet and it explodes in a cloud of pink hallucinogenic mist laced with synthetic pheromone. Man-Thing inhales instinctively, and suddenly he feels no fear, just confusion, warmth, and calm. His own powers dull instantly. His body slumps, and we see White Rabbit sips a real cup of tea beside him, saying,
You only burn what fears you. Lucky for me, I'm too mad to be afraid.
She drops a final timed EMP trap, freezing this swampy mass in a stasis goo, and skips away singing,
I'm late for a destiny with fate.
Next, Morbius, White Rabbit, and Scorpion would huddle up and stand next to one another to turn their attention toward Craven. Craven would clap his hands and say, Very good. I am most impressed, especially of you, little rabbit.
You don't need to do this, Craven. You can stop here and let us go.
Yeah, we can do this either the hard way or the easy way.
Please say the hard way.
The only way off this island is through me. Craven pulls out a remote of booby trap arrows, and they're sent flying towards White Rabbit, Morbius, and Scorpion. A lot of the arrows miss, but a good chunk of them actually land and hit them all.
The burns! That was a dirty move.
No, a dirty move would be to tell you the arrows were dipped in garlic. You can't beat me.
Your hunt has no honor.
Morbius, Scorpion, and White Rabbit spring into action. Scorpion shoots acid from his tail and swats it around, trying to hit Kraven. Well, White Rabbit hops around and manages to punch Kraven a few times, but not enough to do any damage. Morbius struggles to get his claws onto Kraven and to drain some plasma from his body, but Kraven is just too fast. After methodically dodging everyone's attacks for about a minute, Kraven then springs into action. First, he grabs Morbius out of the air and throws him 100 feet into a tree. Next, he dropkicks White Rabbit like a soccer ball. And finally, he grabs Scorpion by the tail and spins him around in a circle several times before launching him into the Hudson River about 2 miles away from their location. As White Rabbit and Morbius struggle to get up, Black Cat emerges behind Kraven and goes right for his Achilles tendon and slices it. As he goes to make his move on her, she's just too quick and has already helped White Rabbit get up, and Morbius has joined their side. Black Cat says,
This one time, I went to the Red Cross to donate blood, and they kicked me out. They said, we don't want your type here.
That's funny!
Really? That's how you make an entrance?
You guys ready for round 2?
Kraven fights like a demon! There's no beating him!
Don't underestimate Black Cat, little rabbit. I still believe we have a chance to be victorious here.
Next, Grizzly, who was scared and holding back, hiding, would find his courage and would run full throttle at Kraven, knocking him down and then getting on top of him and attack him. But that would only work for a few seconds, as Kraven would pick Grizzly up and throw him several feet away. But this would give Morbius a chance to swoop in and get his hands on Kraven's shoulder. When this happened, Kraven would cry out,
I am Kraven the Hunter, and you cannot beat me.
"Your blood."
Sour with arrogance. I can tell you're a fake. Everything about you has come from a serum.
Black Cat whips out her taser claw and jabs Kraven in the chest, and electricity starts crackling.
Lights out, Tarzan.
We see Kraven collapse on the ground and the team stands over him, breathing hard, but they don't waste any time. They quickly raid his pockets for anything they can find and grab key that they think lead to a boat nearby. It wouldn't take long before they found the edge of the island and would eventually walk around until they found the boat that Kraven owned. They would all aboard it and start to head back to New York City. Black Cat sits on a crate with her feet up. Morbius hovers nearby. White Rabbit is next to Black Cat, looking up at her inspired, while Scorpion is driving the boat and Grizzly sleeps down below. Black Cat says,
So, anyone up for brunch? Or maybe not you, Drac.
"Perhaps a midnight snack."
Can we not do the blood jokes right now?
I'm gonna need therapy and new shoes!
Black Cat leans back satisfied.
Just another night in New York. Sometimes you steal diamonds, sometimes you steal lives back from the jaws of lunatics. Either way, it's a living.